So, y'all know I don't like to talk about shootings when they happen in the news, really. I've made multiple videos about shootings in the past. However, this one is pretty big because this is actually the second attempt on Donald Trump's life here that we have. Someone tried to take pot shots at Donald Trump while he was out golfing. Now, it was pretty funny because the mainstream media saying, oh, we're going to keep these sorts of things from happening in the future by toning down our rhetoric. And then they went on to call Trump a racist and a Nazi and all the things that they usually call him. And then we see another one of these, not blaming the assassination attempt on the mainstream media. I think at this point it's more of a cultural force than the fault of the mainstream media that Trump keeps on getting shot at. But let's take a dig into this article here. This is from Fox News. It says, Trump safe after gunshots in his vicinity, campaign says. Investigation treating suspect as a potential assassin after Secret Service fired at man carrying AK-47 outside Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. It says here, former President Donald Trump was safe after the Secret Service fired at a gun-toting man outside Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, Sunday, sources told Fox News. Authorities are treating the cases as a potential assassination attempt and arrested a man sources identified as Ryan Wesley Routh. Man, all the assassins have middle names. What's up with that? Routh was allegedly armed with a rifle when agents fired at him. This does not appear to be some random guy with an AK-47 walking outside Trump's club, the official added. The funny thing is, when this was initially reported, I actually saw reporting that said shots fired while Trump was golfing, he was not the intended target. And then like moments later, literally everyone is saying, oh, this is an assassination attempt. So that I did think that was interesting. Authorities said Routh, who had a GoPro camera and two backpacks, shoved the muzzle of his rifle through a chain link fence and may have been aiming at the president when agents fired at him. I mean, he could have a grudge against one individual Secret Service officer or club member, but that'd be surprising to me. Fox News' Lucas Tomlinson confirmed that the Secret Service opened fire after they saw the suspect raising the weapon. The suspect fled in a black Nissan, but was quickly apprehended, authorities said. Trump was on the fifth hole of his course when the shots rang out, prompting his protective detail to swarm him and usher him to the safety of the clubhouse. The incident may prove to be the second attempt on the former president's life in just 2 months. Okay, so this article here is not making it seem like we know for sure that this is an assassination attempt, although I think a lot of the current reporting seems to be indicating that it's confirmed that this is an assassination attempt. But again, we've got other stuff that we'll take a look at later on in our coverage of this. Fox News Channel's Sean Hannity, citing local law enforcement, said the suspect's rifle was discovered in the bushes. 4 shots were fired. Hannity also confirmed through local law enforcement. Hannity said Trump's initial reaction inside the clubhouse was to make sure everyone was okay. Fox News host Bret Baier also spoke to Trump, who praised the Secret Service for acting quickly. Trump reaffirmed Baier that he was fine and there was no evidence any shots were near him or hitting near him. That writing is atrocious. I'm sorry. Tell everyone I am fine and the Secret Service did a great job, Trump told Baier. Oh, that's nice. Wait, did he call in? Yo, bro, that's a literal Chad move. If Trump is literally getting shot at and then he calls into Fox News, like he calls into the news and is like, hey, by the way, yeah, they shot at me, but I'm fine. Like, that would be insane. I mean, I don't watch Fox News, so I don't know if that's what happened, but that'd be pretty dope if that was the case. The Secret Service is working closely with authorities in investigating the situation, and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has been briefed. We've got a Z here. It says the Secret Service, in conjunction with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, is investigating a protective incident involving former President Donald Trump that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. The former president is safe. The Palm Beach County, what does PBSO stand for? Let me look that up and see. Huh? What? They just linked Well, they just leaked to like this random empty X account who's following no people and started it, like joined X like in 2013. Okay, interesting decision there. But yeah, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office will have more details soon. The Secret Service, in conjunction with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot more. There are a whole lot more details down here. So my general thoughts on this as an initial reaction is that, of course, all of these things are horrible. But I think this begs the question of how long until Donald Trump is killed? Right. That is the question. Because, I was initially thinking that Trump would win the election and then he would die of like let's say a heart attack or something. So something simple like that, He wouldn't necessarily live to become president of the United States. He most certainly wouldn't live to carry out all of his duties and complete the term. But now, that is a conspiracy theory, I will admit, that takes some sort of inside knowledge and planning. If you get my drift on what I'm referring to there. But here, this is actually not something nearly as, well, I guess to use the word insidious sort of downplays the seriousness of this. But this is not something that's as covert. This is something that's very overt. We now have people with guns running around trying to kill Donald Trump. And the question is now, it's not like, how do we stop these shootings from happening? It's, when is the next one going to happen? And will Trump die in it? I think, unfortunately, unless Trump really, really ups his security, he's probably going to have to ditch Secret Service and have a private personal detail, in my opinion, just because they have not done a great job of preventing these things from happening. I will say, based on this article, it does sound like Secret Service shot at the shooter before the shooter could get a shot off at Trump. So, definitely more positive marks in that department in comparison to the attempted shooting that happened before that actually did end up getting Trump shot in the head. But still, it's like, man, like someone like this, you would hope that like the police would have surrounded him and be like snatching him up from behind, and that would be that. But no, that's not what happened. The guy actually was able to bring the gun in and actually aim. He just didn't have the opportunity to fire. So yeah, it does raise the question of, how long is Trump going to be able to avoid dying in this way? And the answer that I have is, I don't know. Because part of me feels like Trump isn't going to up his security team or detail in a way that would prevent something like this from happening again. I think that he's the type of dude who, frankly, is just a little bit too prideful to be like, you know what? Maybe I should be a little bit more careful in public. At this point, something like this will probably give him even more boldness. He's just going to be like, oh, well, people are going to shoot at me, as much as they want to, and they'll never kill me. They tried twice and failed. What president has been shot at twice with failed assassination attempts? So he's probably gloating right now, being like, ha ha ha, they can't kill me. Which is not a great mentality to have, because it's like, man, if you let people shoot at you enough times, you actually are going to die. So I think Trump needs to be more careful. And I think this is not something that the right or the center needs to reckon with, because we generally already know this. But I think the left has to reckon with, is Trump truly a Nazi? And if Trump is truly a Nazi, is shooting and killing a Nazi or assassinating a Nazi justified? We have a lot of people out here apparently trying to be the next Bonhoeffer, but we have to figure out whether or not Trump is actually Hitler first. So I would love to see that discussion on the left for, an outpouring of condemnation of this attack on the left wing. And I'm not talking about just like the mainstream media news, but also like the opinion people. Like we're talking from Joy Reid and Caitlin Collins to, Destiny and Hassan Piker and Vosh. Like I'd like to see the left as a whole kind of rally around and say these sorts of things are unacceptable. Because the people on the left generally like observe media from those sorts of talking heads. And I feel like the rhetoric against being violent against folks on the right and the far right has not nearly been as strong as it needs to be. I think on the right, we sort of get this because when was the last time people on the right tried to assassinate Joe Biden? Or Kamala Harris? Or Barack Obama? See, no, fam. You don't see us doing this. You don't see us doing this. Only the left. Only the left. So, yeah, guys on the left, like Democrats, bro, get it together. Come on, fam. This is not how we behave. This is not how the nation of the United States of America is supposed to conduct herself.